Dear learners, welcome back to NPTEL online certification course on novel drug delivery systems. I am Dr. Satish Devanapelli, Assistant Professor at Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Technology, Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai. So, in our novel drug delivery systems, we started with the new topic, that is ocular drug delivery systems. In that, we are discussing the various types of the ocular dosage forms. So, in our previous lecture, we have discussed on the various dosage forms, that is liquid dosage forms. In that, we have discussed the solutions, emulsions and the suspensions. We have discussed what are the properties of all these three liquid dosage forms. We have discussed the advantages of such formulations, and then we have discussed the limitations of the liquid dosage forms, and also for each class we have seen some marketed examples also. And not only that, we have discussed some of the important points which are the modifications are required for such type of the liquid dosage forms. So, here then after that we have discussed the another segment, that is the semi-solid dosage forms. Here also we have seen the advantages and the limitations of the semi dosage forms. Here we have discussed two things, one is the ophthalmic gels and ophthalmic ointments. So, here and then we have seen the packaging of the semi-solid dosage forms in the various tubes. So, today we are going to discuss the novel ocular drug delivery systems. So, today I am going to discuss on the first segment, that is in the novel ocular dosage forms. I am going to discuss on the in situ gels, and then we will see the second topic, that is a drug coated contact lens, and third we will see the inserts. So, again in the inserts we have insoluble and then soluble and the bioerodible. So, these are classified based on the solubility, and we have another system, that is the soluble ophthalmic drug inserts. Here we have another types of the bioerodible insert, that is a collagen shields, and also we have other types of the bioerodible systems. So, in next class we will focus on the other types of the novel ocular dosage forms, which are based on the particles, microneedles, nano wafers and the iontophoresis. So, first we will see what are the ophthalmic in situ gels. So, the name itself speaks that which convert the solutions to the gelling systems. So, before administration these formulations are available in the aqueous solutions. After instillation, after administration to the eye, so because of the environmental or external factors which are the temperature of the eye, the pH, the ions presented in that environment, which will works as an external stimuli. So, which will help conversion of solution to the gelling systems. So, these are called as salt to gel or in situ gels. So, after administration at the site, this solution will convert into the gels. So, that is explained in the form of picture. So, here you can see it is a polymeric aqueous solution. After administration, so the polymer is in the solution form because of the stimuli which are present on the environment of the eye. So, that leads to the cross linking of polymer into the gel, that is phase transition will happen with these external stimuli factors. So, then your solution become viscous and then it will become mucoadhesive gel. This property is very important for the long residence time, and that will definitely help for the higher absorption that leads to the patient compliance. So, that will help for the treatment of the various types of the diseases. So, with this we can overcome all type of the conventional issues which we have discussed in our previous class. So, by converting of conventional formulations into the novel systems, we can overcome all type of limitations and we can improve the efficacy as well as safety for the treatment. So, here we will see the meaning of the in situ gels. So, here as I mentioned, the phase transition nothing but conversion of solution into the gels, that is stimuli responsive in situ gel, that already we have discussed. These are the few factors and there are the other factors. These all stimuli responses we have already discussed in our first week only. You can prefer and you can see what are the various stimuli responses happens with the formulations. So, these stimuli transform the solution into the gel at the site of the eye, that is cul de sac. So, you can see here the solution is converting to gel after administration. So, here you can see these have high residence time. Now, see that particle is following the mucoadhesion system, because this can be divided into the contact stage as well as consolidation stage. So, they have high chances of contact with the mucin on the eye. So, yes, we can overcome all type of the conventional limitations, and we can also avoid rapid drainage from the nasolacrimal pathway, and we can increase the contact time by using of the in situ gels. If you would like to know more on these systems, you can refer this article. Now, these are the few type of polymers we use in the in situ gel systems. So, this is the conventional gel systems, and here are the polymers CMC, HPMC, hyaluronic acid, carbapol, alginic acid and chitosan can be used as in a gel eye drops. Yes, the viscous solution before administration into the eye, and there are in situ gels. These are the we use based on the three different mechanism, that is the temperature sensitive, pH sensitive, and third one is the ion sensitive behavior. So, these are the examples. Poly N isopropyl acrylamide has a pH sensitive properties, and the carbomers also, when you add the combinations, even the chitosan also works as a pH sensitive polymer, and there are the polymers so based on their ions and it undergo the stimuli. These are the polymers can be used as a in situ gels. Here is the one type of formulation available in the market, the timolol maleate ophthalmic gel forming solution. So, this is the one example. So, which will help for the overcome the all type of the problems which comes in the solutions. Now, second category in the novel ocular drug delivery system, that is a contact lenses. So, contact lenses are the thin curved lenses which are placed on the cornea of the eye. Now, this is the cornea. So, or on the eyelid we can place this thin polymer membrane. So, this preferably we use to correct the eye vision as well as people use for the cosmetic purposes. In our pharmaceutical industry, we make the drug eluting contact lenses which will maintain the sustained release. Also, that will help for the corneal permeability, and not only that, it will enhance the residence time and it also allows the site specific release in the eye. So, the drug coated contact lens has a huge demand in the pharmaceutical industries. So, this will slowly release the drug into the eye. Now, you can see the pictorial representation of the contact lens. So, these are preferably designed for the treatment of the eye. So, this is a classification. We can classify based on the 4 parameters. So, one is based on the application and the second is based on the wearing type, third one is the usage duration, fourth one is the material. So, here is application, cosmetics, diagnostics, therapeutic and for the corrective. So, for the various treatment we can use it. Wearing type we can use, people use daily and continuously, and there are the flexible also. There are the usages we can use for the 1 day, 2 weeks, monthly, annually and the quarterly. And the materials based on the soft and the hard materials, the hydrogels and silicon hydrogels are can be used. So, here, so these are the drug loaded contact lenses. So, we will place on the cornea. So, here are the some of the limitations of the conventional formulations. So, this can be overcome by using of the drug coated contact lenses. Here in the drug coated contact lenses, we can load the drugs directly by using the help of the polymers and some of the materials which will control the or convert into the lenses. Also, we can use various types of the nanomaterials. Here we can also load the drugs and again we can convert into the contact lenses and we can maintain the control release. So, these are the various advantages: sustained release, enhanced bioavailability, reduce dosing frequency, biocompatibility and comfort, target delivery, and we can also use combination therapies also possible by using the drug coated contact lenses. So, here few polymers, these are the examples. We can use PHEMA and also we can use polymethyl methacrylate and also we can use propoxylated glyceryl triacrylate. We can use propoxylated glyceryl triacrylate and also we can use polycaprolactone, that is PCL, and also we can use PLGA, polylacted coglycolic acid, PLGA. We can also use the PLA, polylactic acid. So, these are the drugs people have studied for the contact lenses. Now, you can see the simple eye drops. So, the drug during the administration, but you can see the retention of the drug particles and still the requirement is not fulfilled. When you take contact lenses which is drug loaded and you can see in the 5 minutes, 1 hour and 8 hours. So, here we can definitely say that by seeing this picture representation, because that will hold the drug, it will elute slowly. And the third category is ophthalmic inserts, which are also called as ocular inserts, also known as AccuSet. So, ophthalmic inserts are the sterile, solid, semi-solid preparations with a thin, flexible, multi-layered structure that you can see in the picture representation. So, these have the multi-layers. So, the outside is a transparent rate controlling membrane which will help in the release, and here is the reservoir, there we load our drug, the for example is pilocarpine, and this is the ring, that is annual ring. So, there we will place our reservoir, and after that we will enclose in the rate controlling membrane, and third we will place in the eye part, that is into the cul-de-sac and conjunctival sac. So, then it will contact with the lacrimal fluid, and then it will get moisture, and slowly the drug will released. So, whereas contact lenses are inserted between the cornea and the eyelid. So, that is the difference, but here the ophthalmic inserts are, they have the multi-layer structures, and their placement is completely different compared to the contact lenses, and the purpose also different from the contact lenses. Now, these can be classified into three categories. The first one is insoluble, second one is soluble, third one is the bioerodible. So, this is classified based on the solubility. So, here few advantages compared with the conventional dosage forms. Less affected by the tear dryness, because we are taking the insert and we are placing into the eye part. So, when you compare with the solutions, definitely the lossage of the dosage form will be very less. So, this is a common problem in the ophthalmic solutions. So, that can be overcome by using ophthalmic inserts. Remain longer in the conjunctival sac. These you can expect from weeks to months. That is the possibility of the insert. More stable than liquid eye drops, definitely, because we are giving in the semi solids as well as in the solid format. So, definitely your formulation will be stable, and it will provide accurate dosing and steady drug release, because you are giving in a unit dosage forms, whereas in the ophthalmic drops, eye solutions, emulsion, suspension, your dose mismatches will one of the major issue. It will increase the contact time, because of it will adhere with the membranes for longer time, that will definitely improve the bioavailability. So, then the drug also absorption will increase. With this, we can also reduce the dose frequencies by the decreasing the number of administration, for patient compliance also can be improved. So, limitations. So, there are the few limitations, because these are the insert and these are solid and semi solid preparations, and these are very thin and flexible. With that, we may accidentally may lose during the sleeping and the rubbing of the eyes, and patient may feel like there is a foreign body. If the newer patient, for them it will take some time to cooperate with that treatment. So, it is difficult to insert and remove, especially if is insoluble. So, that administration also one of the major issue, and may dislocate in front of the pupil, affecting the vision. The dislocation also one of the major problem that need to be overcome. So, possibility of leakage of the drug from the insert after the administration during the storage, that need to be considered. So, these are the ophthalmic inserts, already we have discussed. So, these are the rate controlling membranes, and this is a drug reservoir, there we load our drug, that will slowly release the formulation. This is a ring, there we will place the reservoir. Now, again you can see in the picture representation once it is manufactured and sterilized and based on the all the properties of the ophthalmic formulation, then we can place into the conjunctival sac. Okay. So, with this we can enhance the bioavailability through the ophthalmic inserts. So, as we discussed, we have a 3 different classes, one is insoluble, another one is soluble, third one is erodible. So, insoluble we use for the release of the drug. Once release is happened, the treatment is fulfilled, then we can replace the insoluble ophthalmic inserts. So, these are the multi-layer structures consist of drug containing core surrounded by the layers of the copolymer membrane, which will control the release or which will maintain the diffusion of the drug at constant rate. And yes, this mechanism can be very important for the controlling. So, these are the parameter: polymer composition, membrane thickness, solubility of the drug will definitely influence the rate of drug diffusion. And yes, the accusates are approved by the FDA and which are designed by the Alja Corporation and which contains the ethylene vinyl acetate material, and the accusate comes in the 2 different strengths, that is pilocarpine 20 and 40 micrograms, and the drug will release 20 to 40 microgram per hour, and it comes in the various dosage forms. This can sustain for 7 days. So, that is a greatness compared with the conventional solutions. So, with this accusate pilo 20 and 40 can be used for the 7 to sometimes 21 days also. So, the second category is soluble ophthalmic. So, here these will disintegrate or solubilize after the treatment. So, that is why which is considered as a soluble ophthalmic inserts. So, here are the few examples, that is a lacrysate which contain the hydroxypropyl cellulose ophthalmic inserts and which is also known as lacrysate, which we use for the treatment of the dry eye syndrome, which will help to control the dry eye-ness of the various conditions. So, this need to be inserted in the eye, and yes, usually recommended for patients unable to obtain symptomatic relief with the artificial tear solutions. It will replace the artificial tear fluids and which contain the hydroxypropyl cellulose and which comes in the rod shape. You can see this in the picture, that need to be placed in the eye and which will help for the treatment of the dry eye syndrome. Yeah. And third category is bioerodible ophthalmic inserts. In that, the first one is the soluble ophthalmic drug inserts, which is also abbreviated as an SODI. So, which are very small and which are oval shaped soluble inserts, which will also solubilize after the treatment. But these polymers materials will release based on the erosion mechanism, and that will disintegrate slowly after the administration. So, this need to be placed in the conjunctival sac. You can see here in the picture representation, first they will absorb the water from the tear fluid and gradually they erode and disintegrate, and the drug will slowly release from the hydrophilic polymers. So, which made by using acrylamide, N-vinyl, pyrrolidine and the ethyl acrylate. So, these are the actions we can see. It will moisten by the tear fluid, also soften and stick to the surface of the eye. So, these are the drugs, various types of the drugs can be used for the treatment with the bioerodible soluble ophthalmic drug inserts. The another one is the bioerodible collagen sheets, which prepared from the collagen from the different sources. This also looks like a similar to the contact lens, and here also we can prepare from the human collagen, also corneal collagen, that need to be stored in dry and hydrated before use. And these are the carriers. Various types of antibiotics, anti-inflammatory drugs also can be used for the treatment of eye diseases with the help of the bioerodible collagen shields. So far we have discussed on the novel ocular drug delivery systems. So, today we have discussed on the novel drug delivery systems, we have discussed on the ocular inserts, and also we have seen the various types of the soluble, insoluble, erodible ocular inserts. So, with this we are going to stop today's lecture. In our upcoming classes, we are going to discuss on various types of novel ocular drug delivery systems. In that, we are going to discuss on particulate, and also we are going to discuss on the microneedles and other types of the novel ocular drug delivery systems. Thank you so much.